Alrighty, having grown up in the 70s, I was a flower child at one time. Anyway, what we're going to get into here is boogie flies. Why boogie flies? Because they get down. This here, boogie tape. It's a lead tape, kind of like Zonker tape, that I put different color holographics on. This one here, we're going to get for you smallmouth fishermen. And change the hook off. It would work for you saltwater. You can use curved scissors, or you can just freestyle. Got a little point on there. We're going to round that back off so it doesn't bend up as much. And we're going to get a little bit of this here trusty pearl curl. Don't need a whole lot. We're taking a little less than a ½ inch. Get my hook up so I don't get it all over my vise. You probably want to do this down on your piece of slick pad like I showed you in the pearl curl fly video. You want to get some glue on there. Get that over just a little bit more. And here again, for this pearl curl, you feel the cut side. Cut side goes down. Because the pearlescence on the other side. I'm going to get enough right there. Wet my finger just a dab. Now if you want to straighten that out, oh, don't have my heat gun here to get my gun, because I just finished mass producing a whole bunch of pearl curls for put up on my website. Excuse me. Anyway, let that cool for a second, and we're going to get back to adding the boogie dot. Before you pull the tape off, you're going to make sure you got what you want right there. Now this tape holds fairly well to the top of the lead, but lead does oxidize. So I'm going to put just a little bit of this here on, help hold that in. And we'll get this up. Also helps mold that boogie tape, pearl curl up just a little bit. And just to make sure she holds, we'll heat it up just a little bit. You want a low melt. Hot melt will distort it if you get too much. There's that one there. And let's get a couple of these wopsy eyes on there. Give it a nice little color contrast. Give it some rattle for dark stained water. Had someone email me the other day. See, I'm off there just a little bit, so we're just trimming that. Round her off just a hair on what kind of flies. Anyway, you want to know what kind of flies to use on stained and high water. Springtime, of course, with all the floods. I came up with these last year to help get down so I didn't have to chuck as many jigs. Put silvers in the freezer. Now that fly, of course, is going to want to ride like that. And if you wanted to put on some of my weed guards before you did that, you could do that. No problem with that. Okay, now we'll go on to one for you salt. And here's the same right here. This take place of a little bit of a spoon fly. When I crimped that over, I didn't have it exactly in half. Let's move that over just a hair before we get going on there. And you can put what you want on here for tailing material. I'm going to put on some of this peacock pearl curl. Peacock colored nuclear mission wing, new flat time material. Put this right about here. Trim that off right about there, not enough to put on. Here we got a no tie system. If you're just tuning into the NewFlies network, haven't seen it, go back to Fly Tying 101, search for the Holy Grail. Don't need no stinking whip finish with this. Turn my heat gun down because I just did that last one. If I did it on higher temperature, would have cooked it. Overcooked it. We're just gonna leave that a peacock. And we're just gonna do it enough where we can mold her just a little bit. Come in, peel my lead. You do kind of probably want to wash your hands before you work with this stuff. Anything that might hold oils, it's a good idea from your hands, natural oils, so that it binds a little better. Now I'm going to put a dab on each side there, plus a little dab towards the front. Back first, let that front kind of cool a little, and we'll get that one there. We'll round that off for all you picky people. And this one here, since it doesn't have to hug the bottom as much, those going to be a little bit too big, and they might be. That lead's going to counteract it. This one won't get all the way down the bottom. Here again, if you wanted to use holographic dome eyes, it wouldn't be as buoyant. It would get down deeper, but you probably want to get something contrasting to the color. And there you go. That's going to ride like that. There's a nice little variation to the spoon fly. Okay, next video is going to be on Boogie 2.